let me get us something really beautiful to start us off.
Crank it up to 11, man.
Let's do it.
The year is 1991. The year that saw the dissolution of the Soviet Union, the first Gulf War, and the end of apartheid. But does that mean anything to you? You're 12 years old. For you, it's the year of Street Fighter II and Sonic the Hedgehog, of Nevermind and Use Your Illusion. Yes, 1991. The year that the CD first outsold the cassette. Not that you own any CDs, you're all about cassettes. You're old school. Or maybe you're just broke. You're only 12 after all. You probably make a lot of mixtapes. I imagine you all made a few for JoJo. Ah, JoJo. You were a right little gang, the four of you. Kit, nervous, quiet, but the brains of the bunch. You played quite a lot of D&D back then. And that's when Kit really came to life. Your forever DM. Mikey, who used to come and meet you still in his football kit, making you promise you wouldn't tell the team that he hung out with the dungeon nerds. Still, you knew he'd have your back in a scrap. You used to play at Neil's house. Neil, who was always so kind and trusting, gullible, you would have said, and he was often the butt of the joke, but in many ways, the heart of the gang. Yeah, you were tight. And then, of course, there was JoJo. There was something about her, and not just the fact that she was the only girl who'd be seen dead around you misfits. She made you feel remarkable. More than one of you dreamt of sharing a kiss with JoJo in the Tunnel of Love, because you all used to love theme parks, of course. First time you went, you had to stand on your toes to reach the must-be-taller-than-this line marker. Maybe that was with your folks, or maybe you're a charity case and someone else's parents were kind enough to take you along. But lately, you've been trusted to go on your own with friends. Never Funland, though. No, that old place has been a ruin for as long as you can remember. You're not sure why it closed. You've heard rumours, of course, although you don't know if they're true. Some say there was a scandal, some sort of tragedy, maybe even a murder. Others say they just went bust. All you know is that you used to tell ghost stories about the place, told each other it was haunted. Maybe a couple of you went up there one night as a dare or to do a Ouija board, tried to spook each other. Used to say, old Alky Malky the murderer used to hang out there. All good jokes. Yeah, you used to love to scare each other. But that was before JoJo. After JoJo, it didn't seem like such a good joke anymore. It happened the summer you all finished junior school. It was a summer filled with hope and possibility. And then one night, she just disappeared. The search was huge. It made the national news. They never did find a body. But they found her clothes a few weeks later, on the beach at Brean Down. And for some reason, that was enough for them to close the case. You could never understand why, but it seemed to make sense to your parents. After JoJo, you all sort of drifted apart. Mikey stayed on at the local state school, while Kit got a scholarship to the cathedral school in Wells. Neil got a place at the grammar in Shepton Mallet. JoJo should have been there too. You think maybe it hit Neil the hardest. Then one day, you got a letter, and the letter said, Dear Kit, or Dear Mikey, sorry it's been so long. I still think about you a lot, and the others. I miss hanging out. How's school? Do you still play D&D? I know what you'll think, but I've been doing a bit of digging. You know Malky? That bum we used to call Alky Malky the murderer? I found out who he really is. His name is Malcolm Weston. Apparently, he really did kill someone years ago. Went to jail and everything, but only for 9 years, then got out. I also know where he is. The rumours were true. He sleeps at Funland. Just like we always used to say, the rumours were true. Anyway, sorry, I know this is crazy, but I thought, what if it was him what took her? JoJo. They never did find her, did they? So I'm going down there to see if I can find him. Hopefully make him tell us what happened. I know I should call the police, but they didn't do shit all before, did they? And I don't want him to get away, if he's even there. Will you meet me? Friday, December 13th, after school. Bring a weapon. Your friend, Neil. And whether it's because you believe him, because you're worried about him, or for some other reason, you decide that, yes, you will meet him. The Apocalypse Players present Unland. from the Fear's Sharp Little Needles collection of modern Call of Cthulhu scenarios by Stygian Fox. Unland was written by Scott Dorward. Joseph Chance plays Mikey Judd, aged 13. Danann McAleer plays Kit Hillier, aged 12. And Dan Wheeler plays the Keeper of Arcane Lore, age unknown. A content warning. As always with Call of Cthulhu, this adventure features adult themes and specifically frequent references to cruelty to children. Listener discretion is advised. Part 1. Can I kick it? Why don't we start by tell me how you guys got to Funland. It's not walking distance from the town where you live. How have you arrived there?
Am I boarding at the cathedral school in Wales? So am I living in Wales or am I commuting there?
So I don't know too much about that school, but I'm assuming you're a day boy and you're commuting. You're getting the bus there.
That makes sense.
Scholarship, likely to be a day boy.
So
yeah.
I'd get the bus. I think I'd get the bus from Wales back, but I'd just change in Weston-super-Mare probably, and get the next bus down to Breandown. Probably take me a couple of hours.
Let me just clear something up, because I know there is actually a Funland near Weston-super-Mare, near Breandown.
But for legal purposes, we can't imply this.
But no, so this Funland, I don't think I told you where it is. It's not on the coast. It's actually almost like in no man's land, just sort of east of Shepton Mallet, basically, in like farmland. It's like cheap land.
They did find her clothes at the beach in Breandown, right?
They did, yeah. That's where they found her clothes. But you all know where Funland is. You've been past it. It's the sort of place you've driven past and seen. There wouldn't be a bus that stops right there, but I imagine you could get a bus quite close.
I get the bus probably in the direction of Glastonbury, Shepton Mallet from Wales, and then get off and walk. Yeah.
Exactly. And Mikey, how are you planning on getting there? And we can work out where you bump into each other.
I was just going to say, I've just got this image of him studying bus timetables like you had to do.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
you still have to do it when you're a teenager to a certain extent, but it's not. You can look stuff up online, whereas back in those days, you would just stand there.
Just there at the stop.
What time of year is it?
It's December. It's December 13th.
Because you stand there in the pissing rain.
Yeah.
In the dark with my torch.
Well, even at a private school, you might be able to get away with a sort of military-style coat. Maybe precursor to Oasis-style, slight mod leanings, I don't know.
Yeah, I love that.
Duffel coat or something.
Yeah, duffel coat or something.
Or army surplus.
Yeah. I don't know, would Mikey probably wouldn't have that. What kind of coat would he have? Maybe he never has a coat. Maybe he's always wearing tracksuit. Maybe it's always hoodies. Tracksuit hoodies.
He's never wearing enough clothes.
In that way that, like, sports guys, and like he's quite skinny, I think, but he doesn't ever wear quite enough clothes.
In my experience, even nerdy kids, you have that sort of slightly masculine thing of, I'm not cold. I don't feel the cold.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't need a jacket.
Exactly. I'm going to cycle.
Great. I hoped you would.
So with a backpack, presumably with a so I'll put my torch in there, my Black Widow slingshot, still got it, still good with it, 2 years old now.
I've got one of those as well, right?
Yeah.
I think mine's the newest because I broke my band. I say that I was bought it as a present from my dad. That's what I say.
Nice.
Is it a BMX with pegs or is it a normal bike? Only because it might come in handy to know now. I'm just thinking about getting a backie if we need to.
I think really unhelpfully, mine is probably my mum's old bike.
Right, yeah. Nice.
And I'm going to get a new one, obviously.
Obviously.
But the other one was too small and we haven't got it yet.
Yeah.
Does that work, Dan?
That's great.
Can I also take my my baseball bat?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
which is sticking somewhat incongruously out of the top of my zipped bag.
That's perfect.
And a bottle of water and a packet of digestive biscuits.
Nice.
I love it. So Kit, you get off the bus, and you can see the shape of the high sort of roller coaster, just a couple of sort of fields away. So you turn down a country road, and then down another, and then you make your way down this sort of overgrown, cracked private road with no sign there anymore, but you can tell that's the way to the park. And there's a gate on it, but it just pushes open, and it looks like it's already been pushed open, presumably because Neil or someone's already gone through.
It'll be dark by now, right?
Well, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say that you finished school at 3:30 and that you were there in less than half an hour, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
24, so it's sort of 5 to 4, and you probably got at least another half hour of light, maybe an hour.
In which case, as soon as I see the gate open, I do take a photo. I use my is it an Olympus one I've got around my neck, the one that's actually quite...
Yeah.
I think, do I have a Polaroid in my backpack as well? Was that the idea?
Yeah, so you've got I think you've got the Olympus OM10, which is like a sort of classic SLR, quite a nice camera. Maybe you've got a couple of lenses for that.
Yeah.
If you like, I can give you a telephoto lens for free.
That would be nice if that's...
And then you've got a Polaroid camera, which is just a cheap Polaroid camera.
But I will have, what I will have done is take a Polaroid of the bus timetable, just in case.
Good thinking.
Zoom lens is going to cost you 5 sanity, posh boy.
Yeah.
You may well.
Sorry, I went very Norfolk then. Very Norfolk.
That's fine. All my Norfolk accents and Christmas Inheritance were basically Somerset.
So, Kit, could you, as you walk down this track, could you give me a spot hidden roll?
I'd love to. Yeah. Ooh, 17 on a 70. So almost an extreme.
Great. That's fantastic. Well, you can see that there are tyre tracks on this. Although at first sight it looked really disused, this lane, you can see that actually there are some fresh tyre tracks in the mud.
Yeah.
And because it's such a good success, you think there's maybe a couple of different sets of tyre tracks, and you also can be fairly sure that none of them will be Neil's, because obviously he's 12 years old. Yeah. Unless he's got a lift, but...
And do they look fresh?
They look relatively fresh, yeah.
Not dried into the mud?
No.
In which case, I take a photo of the tyre tracks, and then I do up my duffel quite tight, make sure my rucksack's sort of tight, high up on my back, as it always is, and pull my scarf up over my nose, I think, and then probably follow those tyre tracks.
And those tyre tracks lead you to just down the lane. There's only one way to go, to the car park. And just as you're approaching the car park, you see this sort of old lady's bike zoom past you, and the bell go ding ding, and you see a figure you recognise, this scrawny character with a backpack with a baseball bat sticking out the top of it. And Mikey skids into the car park just ahead of you.
Mikey, I think I jog to sort of catch up with him. I'd probably get a bit out of breath. Sort of pull up. Mikey, you got the letter as well?
I pull up with a slight back wheel skid.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Sick. Wicked.
Because it's stunt riding, I'm happy to do a check for you.
No, that's all right. I'll let you have that for free.
I look back and I just drop my hood and I say, "How be on?"
I try and act not as impressed as I actually am by the wheel skid. I'm sort of like, you got Neil's letter as well?
That's right.
Right.
Where is he?
I don't know, I've just got here. What do you think?
What were you looking back on the ground there for?
I don't know, there's tyre tracks and stuff. I just think, I don't know if I really, well, I don't know. Do you believe him?
Well, I don't know.
But if...
I've come.
Well, yeah.
You've come.
I know, but...
That probably means that we both believe you, doesn't it?
Well, maybe, but I'm also just a bit worried about him coming here on his own. He's fine, he's cool, but... Anyway, I thought I'd just take a photo of the tyre tracks just in case. I don't know.
So, That's almost, to me, it's like seeing a grockle come up here with you.
A what?
Someone out of town. When was the last time?
I don't know. While ago?
Got any fags?
No. Have you?
Bugger. No.
Maybe Neil will have some.
You've got to be kidding me.
You never know.
Here, I've got digestives though. Do you want one?
Oh yeah, chocolate.
Of course.
Nice.
I'll crack open the digestive biscuits and probably for the first time really try and look at my surroundings.
Yeah, I'll do the same, I think. Nibbling on a digestive and looking at anything.
As you both look around, nibbling on your digestives, not going to make you do a roll or anything.
To eat digestives, please. Extra skill, eat digestive, half a packet.
Eat digestives.
My wife needs that skill. She actually has that skill. I think if she ever was to play herself, she should definitely have the skill, eat half a packet of biscuits.
If this was D&D, I might give you an extra hit point for eating a digestive.
Is it not D&D? Shit.
It might be. So as you look around, you realise you're in this old car park, massively overgrown, weeds everywhere. But it's not empty. There are a few what look like abandoned vehicles. Well, you assume abandoned because many of them look like wrecks of various different ages. Some of them look like maybe they've been there not too long. Others look like they could have been there almost since the park closed. And maybe one of you want to give me a spot hidden on the cars?
Yeah, if we're both having a look around.
Yeah. I think we're both specifically having a sort of slightly awkward look around.
Yeah.
I've rolled a 44, which is too high by 9. I'm not going to spend the luck.
I've rolled a 10.
Sweet.
I'm remarkably good at looking tonight.
Apparently so. Is that an extreme or very good?
It is, yeah. 14 would be an extreme.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Well, you immediately notice that like a lot of the cars looks like they've been stripped of parts. And one thing that you notice is barely any of them have wing mirrors. And actually on closer look, it looks like maybe a few windows have been broken and like rear view mirrors have been ripped out of the cars as well.
Right. Here, someone's had all the mirrors out of these.
Vain bastards.
Yeah. Probably, well,
It means I can't check my hair. How is it?
It's good, man. Good quiff.
I was thinking of going for a little bit of a David Beckham look, but...
Oh, yeah. No, you've got that claw going, don't worry. Is that wet look?
Dates check, is that too soon? 91, are we?
Well, Beckham.
Shit, it's probably too soon, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
I think that might be a little bit early.
Gigs?
Seaman.
David Seaman.
He's got the moustache.
Jamie Redknapp, maybe, I'm not sure.
I've really failed you on my research.
Steve McManaman. My references are all going to be Liverpool players.
McManaman. Yeah, McManaman.
Are you a United fan or have you changed your mind? You're going to be Liverpool?
I was going to be United.
If you're a Liverpool fan, I can help you out with some references.
Yeah,
I can't help you if you're a United fan.
Because I obviously, as a personal reference, I hated the United fans in the 90s.
Right.
Because most of my friends were United fans.
Oh, everyone I knew was a United fan.
It was just a nightmare. And I actually quite liked the Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
So
they seemed like somehow the underdogs, right?
I should have gone Liverpool, but I went United because it was sort of less likeable. So yeah,
it's not too late. You want to change your mind?
The McManaman reference is enough for me to think that I'm actually a Liverpool fan.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what? I think it might even be a bit early for McManaman.
We'll have to go back on this.
We'll go back.
We'll change all the names.
We need to keep this in because it makes us sound less geeky.
Does it?
We actually know about football. No, it doesn't.
We don't know anything about football.
Just geeky in a different way. But I know Kit certainly probably wouldn't get the reference. I think he supports Liverpool because you support Liverpool.
Yeah.
And so that's the cool team. But he doesn't know any of the players.
What you do know is that I support Liverpool because my dad supports Liverpool.
Let's think. 91. No, I think that's pre-McManaman.
If the name McManaman comes up in my head as Kit, all I see is a Manaman, who is one of the background characters in the Star Wars Jabba Palace, who's like a giant slug. And I know all the names of all those creatures.
That is amazing knowledge.
Yeah,
I don't know
ludicrous.
that, and I'm a deep Star Wars geek. Yeah. This is the deep cut, guys. We've got football meets Star Wars. What I do is I reference a footballer that Kit has never heard of, and I say,
Stinging a Bjornby.
I'm trying to get my hair a bit like him.
Yeah.
And I nod enthusiastically.
It's nearly there. I think just a bit more up on the side, maybe.
Right. I think because of your excellent spot hidden, you also noticed at that point that both of my shoes are technically taped with gaffer tape. They're quite smart new shoes, but they're taped quite tightly around the end of my toes and at the ankles.
You lost your laces?
No, no, it's just something we're doing at school.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't know, would you? Too busy reading, I don't know, Latin or something.
Well, I don't know.
Do you know any Latin now?
No.
Don't they make you sing in that in the morning?
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm only joking with you.
I know. It's all good, man.
As you chat, I think you're maybe wandering towards the main gates. Because the car park's quite big. You know, the site was quite big. It was about 30 acres.
I do mention on the walk, like, someone's had the mirrors out of that car, like I said, be like, but there's no mirror on the floor. It's not like they've been smashed. It's like they've been removed, right?
Yeah, there's a bit of damaged car parts on the floor, but it doesn't look like all the... No, it doesn't look like the mirrors.
It's not like someone's just come in and punched all the wing mirrors off, which...
No, they've been removed. They've been wrenched off.
But you had said it, and I think I come back to it as we're chatting, and I say, why would they do that, do you think?
I don't know.
I mean, like, it makes sense to take stuff in the car, but...
Yeah, I don't know, some girl wanted to... I don't know. Maybe they're using it as a shiv or something.
I think particularly with this manly reference to shiv, I stop. I'm wheeling my bike up, and I stop and I tap him on the shoulder in one of my more, no, this is important moments. And I say to him, have you ever heard of this Malcolm Weston?
No. I've heard of Alki Malki, obviously, but I don't know. Do you reckon... Where's he found that out?
Well, that's what I wondered. I thought you might know.
It might just be another story. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to talk to him anyway. You've obviously bought a weapon. I've got my slingshot.
That's a good point.
Just in case.
I think I reach, and I realise I can't quite get it out evenly and with the bike, and I'm sort of slightly struggling with the bike, so then I try and cover it, but I don't quite manage it, and so I'm reaching up over my shoulder to try and do that kind of smooth Mad Max manoeuvre, but I can't, so then I instead lower the bag, slightly awkwardly holding onto my bike, unzip my bag, take out the thing, zip it back up again, put it on my shoulder and said, just as well, we didn't need that in a hurry.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, I laugh. Is it wrapped with barbed wire? Is it Lucille the vampire bat, or is it just a?
It's literally a baseball bat.
Right.
You would probably remember from my slightly enthusiastic experience when I was into baseball, in the way that I sometimes get into all sorts of sports.
Yeah, tried to set up a school team, but no one else was asked.
Yeah, I mean, by try to set up, coerced the three of you into pitching balls at me.
Yeah.
And actually, as I remember that, I do think, yeah, Jojo, she used to pitch the ball. And I look at you and I look at the baseball bat and I go, yeah, I haven't used it since then. It's almost brand new, isn't it?
Well, hopefully you won't have to use it.
How close are we to the gates? Can I hide my bike somewhere?
Yeah, so you can, I mean, the place is quite overgrown. There's a few, it depends how well you want to hide it. There's a few trees that would have offered a bit of shade to some of the cars.
I think so long as I can put it behind something.
Yeah, I mean, you could certainly make it so it's not visible from the road or visible from the park, depending on what you want to do. Or there's probably somewhere you could chain it up if you've got a lock.
It's 1991. We didn't need locks back then, did we?
There's probably a big bush where you could shove it in a bush.
Sorry, I just turned into my parents. It really made me laugh.
You could leave your front door open, couldn't you?
I triple lock it to something because it's Somerset and it's a bike and it'll get nicked. Yeah, no, so I'll lock it up to something. Well, we don't want to be taking this around with us, do we?
No, fair. Do you reckon Neil's already in there?
Well, it's funny you should say that. As you're looking it up, you hear a familiar voice say, "You came." And you look around and it's Neil at the gate. But as soon as you glimpse him, he darts inside and sort of disappears out of view immediately.
Neil! Didn't come, I just spilled my drink.
That's a stealth gag, and it got me. Sorry, got me. Hey, we're young. It's like it's instant, right?
Yeah. I've been sat on a bus.
yeah.
We've all been there.
1901, there would have been articles written by Claire Rayner about telling you about that's all absolutely fine. It's okay, embrace your body.
Yeah. I think I do shout, Neil, come back.
As he's shouting that, I'm sort of desperately trying to do my lock quickly.
So as you're shouting, Neil, and he's gone out of view, and it's only then that you realise that actually, although it's not dark yet, it's quite foggy, and actually, basically there's this big sort of chicken wire fence surrounding. It was kind of, you know what I mean by like a fence surrounding the park.
Yeah.
With these gates, and then just the other side of the fence, you can see the shape of the big roller coaster, which sort of goes around the outside. Just inside the fence. So he's disappeared bit behind the struts of that, it looks like.
Yeah.
But as you look, you get a good look at the gate, which appears to have a chain, but just sort of be hanging open, like the one at the end of the track.
Yeah.
And then above it, there's big, large, rusted metal letters that were once brightly coloured that say Unland. So once it said Funland, but the F has dropped off. And then there's also a big clown's head, like a fiberglass clown's head, lying on the ground, looking exactly as creepy as it sounds. That was originally topped the lettering.
Right.
You feel like you may have seen the logo somewhere before, and he was Mr. Fun was the clown.
If I go past that, probably give it a little kick. Where's he gone? Fuck. We'll go after him.
Do you say as you go past it you give it a little kick?
Yeah.
Do you give it a little kick?
Yeah, I think so, because I think it freaks me out. But like in front of Mikey, I want to just give it a little dunt with my, Fuck.
Could you give me a power roll?
Oh, God. 44 on a 60, so a success.
You're surprised at how solid it is. It looks like it's fiberglass, but you kick it and it doesn't hurt, but it's like it's not going to move. It's like absolutely dense, and it is. You're expecting like a sort of thud, and there's more of like a sonorous as you kick it.
It's weird,
but yeah, maybe not worth dwelling on.
I don't think. I think it. Yeah, in the moment it seems odd, but I think I'd probably ignore it and run up to the gates. Is Mikey caught up with me? Did he finish locking his bike?
I think we can assume so, yeah, that you both get to the gate.
I was whispering, Neil.
Shit, should we go after him? We got to go after him.
Yeah, of course we do.
Why is he playing around like a little baby?
Don't know, maybe there's someone in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Shit.
What if it's...
Right. And then I think I start to move quite seriously when he says, what if it's... I kind of give him a look, but then I'm moving.
So immediately inside the gate is a big map of the site, which is the map that I've sent you.
Cool.
And it looks like there was once a key, because it's got numbered locations, and like a UI here by the gate. And it looks like once there was a key maybe in the bottom left-hand corner, but it's kind of rotted away. Luckily, it appears that most of the map of the site remains, so you can see the size of it. And as I say, it's about 30 acres in like a circular shape, and like going around the whole sort of circumference in a circuitous route is this roller coaster. And then there's various other buildings, some of them which you can make out, although it is a bit foggy.
I think I'm running, and Mikey's probably passing me because I know he's like fitter than I am. Like he's always been sporty, but I think I do. If there's still enough light, I know it'll be getting dim. But I want to stop and pull out my Polaroid and take a couple of snaps of the map, just in case.
I think that's an excellent idea.
And I sort of run, and then I try and run, catch up with Mikey, sort of waving the two Polaroids in my hand.
Great.
I mean, I think I'm probably running in with a notion of where's Neil? Has he gone around directly to one side to that sort of first building on the right hand side, or has he gone off to the left hand side away into the sort of, I guess, grass and bushes and all that kind of stuff? Probably all overgrown, right?
Yeah, pretty overgrown.
But so I'm sort of scanning around, but I do look back at the map and think, oh, clever, that's clever Hillier. He's always thinking. And then I think I clocked the cameras for the first time as well. Particularly the Olympus. I'm not so bothered about he always used to carry the Polaroid before. But the Olympus, I think, is new to me.
It's probably new to me. It's probably not a new camera, I don't think. He's not like...
No, I think it's a 70s camera base, a real classic.
Yeah.
But did he have it before? Has he always had it?
I don't think so.
But I know he's good with cameras, right?
Yeah.
But I think there's that moment of going, wow, he's gone up a gear as a person. I have too.
Yeah.
But I've been sort of hitting him a bit hard and also doing my sort of mock Somerset thing that I do because I'm not really from Somerset.
Yeah.
And I do think, oh God, he's made something of himself. And I feel that kind of crushing sense of people making something of themselves, and I'm not.
Yeah.
And I stop where I am on the track, and I look at him, and I just go, and I start to breathe really fast.
And as you have this moment of self-realization and self-awareness and honesty, he's made something of himself and I'm not. It's almost like the fog parts for a minute. And you see, as you look back towards the gate, you're looking past what looks like an old office, which is what's marked as number 3.
That's the building on the right, isn't it? That we could sort of see a bit of. The fog's cleared a bit.
Just a little bit, yeah, just at that moment. And then it closes in again. It's really sort of coming in like weird waves.
I think I catch up with Mikey with the Polaroids.
Neil!
Yeah, I think it's whisper shouting, isn't it? I think, yeah. Neil!
Feck's sake, where has he gone?
He's such an idiot. I saw him go under one of them struts, I reckon. By the tracks, under the tracks.
What, the one over there?
I think so.
Is that the one on the right, Danann, or is that the one on the left?
In my head, it was one of the ones on the right, but I'm not sure.
Near the number 15?
Yeah, around that area. Was that about right?
I mean, if we can't see the office building, maybe we can't see that far. I
think maybe you can see a bit of that because the roller coaster is huge.
Yeah.
In fact, it's much bigger looking at it from inside than it appeared from the outside.
Yeah.
It sort of towers up. Because of the fog, you can't see the top. But it's so huge, as the mist goes across it, you can see this, vast hulking shape.
And I think looking up, I get a little bit of... I'm good with heights, but I don't like looking... I get that vertigo from looking up, I think.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a bit sick, and I don't quite want to look that high up. But I say, yeah, I think he went behind there, somewhere around there. Neil!
Did I miss that? That's what you said, is it?
I think that's a guess from Kit.
Yeah.
I suggested that was visible from the outside, and maybe that was somewhere where someone could disappear behind. But
oh, I see. Good spot. Well, he's very smart. Kit's very smart. So I think Mikey goes, right. This place is fucking huge.
Yeah, it is. And he's messing around.
I wonder what went wrong with it. That'd be an amazing roller coaster. Anyway.
Yeah.
Good thinking. Can I take one of them?
Hey, yeah.
And I take one of the photos in a slightly irritating way, I suspect.
Be careful, don't get your thumb on it.
Oh, as I put my thumb on it heavily. In fact, I will now smudge out
the map.
That section of the map.
Perfect. Big thumbprint in the middle of the map. I said, don't worry. Who plays hide and seek anymore? Why is he being such a baby? I thought he was serious about this. If he's just mucking about.
Neil, if you're mucking about, I'll fucking...
Come out now.
Pinch your nipples so hard you won't be able to...
You're a Chinese burn like you've never had.
Are you going towards the roller coaster?
Yeah, let's go that way. Let's see if he's there. So yeah, we'll skirt round 3. If that's all right with you, I'm going to say, let's just go by the office.
Yeah. There might be weirdos in there and everything. Probably full of pedos.
Maybe that... Would you want to give it a wide berth?
No. I just mean, like, why is he running around playing games when I thought he was being serious? There might be, even if it's not this alky-malky fella.
Maybe you're right. Let's just give it some space. So actually, I'm not going to go as close to 3 as I thought I was going to. I'll just make a beeline for that. Well, my thumb has now smudged that section of the map, but I can see directly ahead, and I can see there's this strut. So,
yeah. So as you get closer to the roller coaster, you realise that you had a really good view of it from outside, and it was just a rusty old roller coaster. Inside, it really looks quite different. You thought that it was built on big sort of steel girders, struts, but as you get closer, it looks like it's more of a mesh. Like almost like strings. You can't quite work out what the structure is or what they're made of, whether it's like fiberglass or very like a fine metal, but it's almost like it's on a mesh. And it is really sort of foggy, even up quite close. So there could be someone hiding there, I guess.
Here, Neil. This is weird, man. Maybe he's not here. I thought he ran this way, but...
Well, let's go and have a look.
Let's look behind one of these at least. Neil! Stop being a little dick. Neil! But I guess I do as Mikey says, let's have a look, I do tentatively keep walking towards the roller coaster, even though, I don't know, something about it feels weird.
Actually, yeah, it's so weird that I'm gonna say, here, wait a second. And I'm gonna get my slingshot out. I'm gonna stick my... what's it called? Baseball bat into my belt on my jeans. I'm going to stick it through the belt of my jeans, and I mean, it's slightly awkward, and if I run in where it's going to fall out, we all know that's what happens, isn't it? Is you just stick something in your belt. But yeah, I'm going to get my slingshot out.
I think I see you doing that, and I pull mine out of my duffel coat pocket as well and scout about for a pebble on the floor.
I mean, he did say bring a weapon, mate, and we think we've seen him now. There's no sign of him. I've got jumpy, basically, and I'm thinking I'm much better with a slingshot.
Yeah, I'm hoping he's messing around, but...
You're having a really good look at this roller coaster. And as I say, it looks like a mesh, but as you get closer, it's almost like it's strings, and they seem to stretch back. And it's quite clear that it's not the struts of a roller coaster anymore. That's not what you're looking at. It appears to be this mesh of string that encircles the park. Like it must be like a secondary fence or something. But as you look closer, you've got this sort of feeling of the mist closing in as you move closer and closer through it. And can you both give me a spot hidden?
Well, just before I do that, I'm gonna lean down and pick up the largest stone I can find, and just crudely with my spittle, I'm just gonna make a star shape on it with an eye in the middle, and just whisper a few words. Oh no, different character.
I was about to say, fucking hell.
No, I'm not gonna do any of that. Spot hidden. Yes, sir. Yes, keeper of the Carnival law.
I've also, got my slingshot out and picked up a pebble or something, assuming there's, even if it's just a big bit of gravel or something.
Yeah.
And it's another spot hidden. 8. Oh, I fail.
I have passed on a 17, so I could make, I could, hang on, no, bad maths. Yeah, that's a hard success.
Okay, so, Kit, you just see these strings and you just get the feeling that you can't really work out like what it is, but it's kind of like a sort of dense fog that you don't really want to go any closer through, and you can't see anything, and so you think maybe you should double back. But Mikey, you start to feel like you can see through these strings that maybe like some figures, but almost like the figures are dangling on the end of the strings. And could you give me a sanity roll, please? But because you're both children, I've invented a mechanic which I can tell you about at this moment. You've got an innocence score. While your innocence remains greater than your intelligence, I'm going to give you a bonus die on all your sanity rolls.
Nice.
However, I will give you a penalty die on any rolls which involve what I'm thinking of as adult stuff.
Yeah.
You can spend your innocence like luck where relevant. So basically on those penalty rolls.
Right.
If you fail a penalty roll on adult stuff, you can spend some innocence.
To see what cannot be seen. I love it. It's great.
Once your innocence dips below your intelligence, those bonus and penalty dice disappear and you can't spend it anymore and it becomes no.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah, welcome to the world.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, it's horrible.
It's great. It's such a melancholy mechanic.
It's great.
So you can give me a sanity roll, but you get a bonus die.
So, yes, I see these figures through the... I think I slow down a bit. I've got the stone in my hand, my left hand, and I've got the Black Widow in my right. And I do pass my sanity check. 64 and a 75.
Great. So you...
I think I go, must be more of those weird fallen... I don't know, it's like fallen bits of decoration or something.
I think you remember the big clown's head on the gate, and you remember like Mr. Fun. There's probably a lot of like
animated bits or fiberglass
figures, like animatronic. Yeah, this period, you like all these theme parks had figures. They were all themed around like, you know, either pirates or clowns or whatever, and you assume that must be what it is.
It's probably like going to the Hobbs Boat Inn just outside Weston, Charlie Chalk. You'd have Charlie Chalkland. It's that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, well, Black Gang Chine on the Isle of Wight, which is the pirate themed place. So as you have this sort of, you reassure yourself, you're like, they're just, you know, fiberglass figures or whatever. You also think, you know, you've spooked yourself about the structure of this roller coaster. You just couldn't really see it from the outside. It's just foggy, and it's made of some material that you can't quite put your finger on. Maybe it's like a special molded plastic, and so you leave it. But I think you both are sure now that Neil isn't hiding in the struts of the roller coaster.
I think I say, Mikey, let's go back.
Look at that stuff there. I think, was that what you were seeing?
Yeah, maybe.
Can you see those? It's probably more clowns or something, isn't it?
Just a fence or something. Some models.
They look like figures, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's like stuff that they've been decorating with. Anyway, you're probably right.
Let's go through the actual park.
Is it me, or is it foggier in here than it is out there? Is it foggier in here?
Yeah, it's proper foggy.
Maybe the fog's just rolled in, but certainly you can see less far inside than you could outside. And it hasn't got dark yet, you know, it is just the weather.
Listen, if Neil wants to mess about, that's on him. Let's just have a walk through the main bit. I don't know. I don't think... I think I almost mentioned Jojo, and then I can't quite bring myself to say her name, but I just say, I don't think... Anyway, I don't know. It sounds like he's just messing, but let's have a look while there's still some light, and if he wants to play hide and seek like a baby, well, that's on him.
Fuck.
Yeah, fuck.
All right. Come on then. And I think he's really grumpy, and I think he's in total silence, and it's almost as if he's sort of grumpy with you, kid. But he does reluctantly go back.
My instinct is to sort of head back to that main path and sort of walk up towards 4 and 5, like sort of follow the path that I feel the instinct. I don't like... The fence was weird, and I didn't really see what it was specifically, but I want to just stay on the path, basically. That's the sensible thing.
So you're consulting your photos, are you, for the map?
Yeah.
Could you, in which case, could you give me 2 photography rolls to check that they came out?
Oh, yeah. Bloody hell.
You're lucky you took 2.
Yeah. 57, success. 78, which is a fail. But that might be because of the thumbprint as well. I don't know.
So one of them. I think that's an excellent idea. So the one you're holding in your hand, Kit, is fine. It came out very well. Mikey, your photo, it must have been the way you put your hand on it, and it is the thumbprint, but actually it's almost like the whole right hand side of the map is a bit of a blur to you. You can basically see from the path. Then everything to the right of it is...
I'll draw a line down, and I'll play that I've got only that side of the map.
Can I just double check at this point? Have we gone into the park before? Because I know we've known about it and we've sort of been near it, but have we ever made the step of going into it in the past? Or is it just somewhere we know about?
Oh, you tell me. That's entirely up to you.
I think this is the point at which we realise that.
Yeah.
Because we saw him and we ran in, and because we've gone through that year and a half without each other, I think... Well, actually, I think I know what I do. I turn to you and I say, shit, man, we're inside. This is the first time we've ever gone inside this place. Do you remember we used to just meet out, the four of us?
And I basically mirror Samwise Gamgee and say, if I take one more step, this will be the farthest into Funland I've ever been.
Very good.
But I think that's it. Maybe we dared each other to sort of run through the gates and back out and stuff in the park.
I think there's an onslaught of memories where we dared people, and I reckon JoJo was pretty good at being dared to go in.
She'd always go furthest, maybe.
And then we'd all get a bit nervous and a bit scared because she was being tested.
And we'd be like, come back, come back. Yeah, but we've never been past this point, I wouldn't have thought. Because we'd be too scared about freaking each other out.
But it all just felt so natural, right?
Yeah, totally.
It just felt so natural to just run in, and then it's only now that we're back on the track and looking at the photos and sort of really taking stock that I suspect.
Yeah.
In that way in which you do as a teenager, where you're sort of rejecting your past, but at the same time the past really means everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that, and I say, well, look, if he's playing a joke, he's doing it for a reason. He wrote letters, for fuck's sake. If I get my fucking hands on him, I'm going to mess him up. Proper job.
Yeah, I know. I'll give him a dead leg. Right. I think we go back to the path here. I'm showing you my photo that's probably a bit better. And then look, like, where's that 7 it says on the map? That's probably like the main bit, the visitor centre or something. Like, he's probably hiding in there. That's like the biggest building.
He could be hiding anywhere in here.
Yeah, I know. But at least if we go in there, we can say, look, she... And again, I almost mentioned JoJo. And just say, look, there's nothing here. Not she's here, not here, but there's nothing here.
So as you make your way back to the path, you're having this conversation, and you go past the office again on your left, you realise that all the way along the path there are these like ruined refreshment stalls and like little amusement booths, you know, not like proper rides, but like rifle ranges and duck hooks and things, that kind of thing you'd find in any fun fair really. And then like, yeah, little refreshment booths, and some of them are pretty wrecked. Some of them look like they're a little bit more sturdy, and there's quite a lot of graffiti, and you see quite a lot of graffiti that says, well, funny enough, calling back to what you said earlier, Kit, fuck off pedos is written on loads of them. Fuck off pedos.
I think obviously I know what that means to an extent, but I don't really obviously process what it actually means. You know, pedo is just a word you'd say you're a pedo to someone, you know.
I think that's exactly right in terms of that your level of understanding. I think you know a pedo's maybe a creepy old man.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't know that it's necessarily someone who abuses children.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a slang word.
But I think the graffiti does freak me out mainly because it makes me just think older kids hang out here, and that's another level of danger.
So should we roll innocence?
Well, in fact, you could both roll me innocence to let me know whether you do know.
Because maybe the penny drops for poor old clever Kit. Or would you like intelligence? Now, your new mechanic is so delicious. I just want to play with it.
I'm going to roll innocence.
You tell me. Do you want to find out what it means, or do you want to check that you don't know what it means?
Yeah, I'm checking that I don't know what it means. 66 on my 85 innocence.
So yeah, you are innocent enough to not know the real meaning of that word.
I have rolled a 91.
Oh, okay.
Well, I was just going to say, like, it's the sort of word we'd probably call someone like Alky Malky if we didn't have this game about him being a murderer. It'd be some creepy old pedo. But I just don't know what that means, except weirdo.
And I have rolled a 91.
So you know that this word it refers to someone who abuses children.
And it's been repeated and again and again and again. But it's also the hierarchy of swears and cusses and so I think he's just on edge. He's already grumpy on it, but now I think that he goes a little bit more focused. I think that's the only change. It's just something nasty about a kid's Funland. And actually, maybe what he does is, as we get, I don't know how far you want us to get up, Dan, but we're sort of around the area of that last group of things off the left of the path. There's 5 on the map.
Let's say you're at 4 and 5.
I think all he does is he says to Kit, Unland's a weird name, isn't it?
Yeah. Why? I think it was Funland, wasn't it?
Well, of course it was.
Just dropped off the F.
Dude, you're the fucking poet, not me.
All right. Here, listen. Watch out, because, like, all that graffiti, there's probably loads of townies in here. Well, they come here anyway.
Wait, all right, quiet. Listen.
Do you listen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's up to him whether he wants to take my lead, but...
I think if you go, wait, and, like, sort of clearly listen out, then I'll probably copy you, because I copy most things you do.
I've literally gone, here, wait, listen. Because I think I'm really good at listening.
I'd like you to both give me a listen roll.
I fail.
I'd like to push my roll.
What have you rolled?
I rolled a 60 on a 25, but I think I'm really good at listening.
How are you going to push it?
So I go, no, shut up. Fucking shut up. You're breathing too heavily.
All right, mate.
Shut up. And I go right over to him, and I grab him and go, look, this isn't some posh fucking trip out, sunshine.
I'm not posh, mate.
Fuck's sake.
I sort of push you off a bit.
You want to talk to me about singing in Wells Cathedral?
Yeah, all right, mate.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut up, all right? I'm trying to listen. Do this thing for me. For us.
All right. All right.
And then I listen, having broken terrible bonds with the one person who's in the fucking...
Yeah.
But you know, I'm hurt. I'm hurt because he left. I'm going to... No, I can't!
I'm afraid you can't.
So close.
I know what you're thinking, and you can't. What have you rolled?
Can't spend the luck. I rolled a 27. That's so cruel.
So you pull him close. You're right up in his face. And you say, no, will you listen? Will you listen? His face is utterly still, but he speaks to you and he says, Mikey, why did you leave me? But it's not his voice. It's Jojo's voice.
Mikey, why did you leave me?